Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 4, Episode 13, The Ever-Burning Fire. Now, this is the penultimate episode of the season, which it clearly seemed that way, although I feel like Nickelodeon really sucks with the promos for the show. Like, with the season finale, well, technically it's past now because I wasn't able to see it yet, but I was like, this definitely seems like the episode leading to the finale, and I try not to look ahead of time because I don't like to know when the finale's coming up. And I was like, this definitely seems like it's going to be leading to the finale, which I found out, more recently looking up the number of the episode. And I was like, even the promo was still super normal at the end. Like, I feel like there should have been an ad for the next episode. But that's why I kind of wasn't sure, because you'd think that they'd be like, hey, make sure you watch next week because it's the season finale. But they still didn't even bother with that. But anyway, this was a good episode. It was super fun. We got Turtles, Triceratons, and Dregg coming back in. So we got, our sort of trinity of the season, which was really good. Kind of surprised we didn't see Armagon again in this episode. But instead of Armagon, we got another pretty famous Turtles character in a hugely different form than normal. But we got Toka. And I thought that was really cool. Very surprising. We already have Razar, which I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize until this episode that Razar was Razar, like Toka and Razar. Never really dawned on me because they obviously look nothing like they do. I guess technically, in the movies, and Razar is super skinny and stuff. He doesn't. It's not like fire and ice. Toka is fire in this, which I thought was very interesting. Does look like a little bit like a turtle though. They did kind of the dinosaur thing, so he kind of or Toka she looks kind of like a bit like a turtle with the spikes and stuff. But it was fire. Toka was fire instead of Toka being ice. So that was very interesting. And like I said, it didn't even dawn on me that Razar has been in the series since like the first, or I think it was season 2 when that happened to him. So didn't really dawn on me honestly, until just before I actually did this review, even though that was the week ago when I saw the episode. Um, so that was cool. I still really enjoyed that. I thought it was very interesting. The only thing that sucked about it is that they had it with Toka being like this crazy semi-mythical sort of creature in the episode. It can't be like the normal thing, like, oh, here's Toka as one of the main characters now, or not a main character, but a recurring character for the Turtles. So that was the only thing I didn't like about it. I was like, oh, Toka won't be able to kind of be in the show too often because it's a giant creature. Like, it's a giant creature that can also fly, which I thought was a crazy scene at the end. But still a really fun episode. Definitely good action. Raph got himself a new turtle, so maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll call it like Toka Jr. and then just call it Toka. But I thought that was cool. I thought it was definitely a fun episode. Definitely crazy good action. Lots of swinging around and like, oh, we're falling in lava, but they catch lava, or catch each other and swing over the lava. Triceratons getting destroyed by Toka when she went nuts. And like the crazy laser beam moment, I thought was really cool. And it was like, okay, we're just gonna hit this button and get our jetpacks and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Or, I guess full on flight suits, really. But it was a fun episode. And then it got really nuts at the end with like the crazy. I guess basically it was like an Omega explosion in space, and it was just nuts. It was really crazy, but really really fun episode leading up to the finale for sure. Just lots of good action. I think really, as far as story goes, like the Toga thing is like the biggest thing to note, and the fact that Raph has his own another little turtle now, his little mutant space turtle. So I thought that was cool. Like, it was really just a good action episode with him going towards his final piece, which does end up failing. So of course the Triceratons now have the black hole generator, and well, I have to see what happens in this next episode, but I'm very excited to check out the finale. I currently don't know if it's an hour long or if it's still half an hour. I would love it if it was an hour long, although I assume it's still going to be half an hour. But I can't wait to see how this season goes, and I'm assuming we're going to go, straight into season 5, because just like with, I guess I think it was just season 2 into season 3, or I guess it has. I think it was the past 2 seasons have kind of been, here's the end of season 2 and then boom, season 3 was like the next week. I know it was that way with 3 into 4, so who knows? We might get we might have it the same way again. It may actually, I think it was a bit of a break in between the seasons, but either way, I'm excited to check out the finale. This was definitely a great action episode. Clearly some elements, mostly the whole turtle thing. We'll see how that turns out. Because we saw Toka and how big she was, so Raph's new little space turtle, he's not gonna be that tiny little cute little thing for the whole series. He can't be. And maybe at some point he'll just have to give him up if that's how they decide to do it. But I feel like that somewhere in there is going to be a crazy element to the show when it gets big and he starts developing, basically fire powers and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But definitely a really fun, great action episode. Had all the, had the big villains and stuff, so that was definitely fun. Like I said, very surprised we didn't see Armagon again in this episode because he was in the last couple. Whenever they were fighting, it's like, here's Armagon again, at least in some way. So I was kind of surprised by that, but it was definitely a really fun episode. Really looking forward to seeing the finale whenever I get the chance to check it out. But I definitely want to know what you guys thought about this one, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And of course, have to ask what you guys want to see from the finale, what you're expecting to see if you haven't seen it yet. And also, I have to ask what you guys thought of Toka. We got officially Toka and Razar in the series now, but they're so different. And like I said, clearly so different. I didn't even realize when I heard the name, especially the way they said it, because they all said Razar, which I just always call him Toka and Razor. I think that's how I always used to say it when I was younger, because if I remember right, that's kind of how it's spelled in the Ninja Turtles game on Super Nintendo, but it's been so freaking long, I don't remember what it looks like in that game. But it was I thought it was cool. I thought it visually definitely amazing. I thought it was really great. But it's just interesting. It's such a difference compared to, like the movie is what I base it on because I've never even seen their pictures from the comic books. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm assuming they've included them since then. I believe they were made. I believe they were made for the movies. I really don't know about their characters that much. I don't know like anything about their history or anything like that outside of the second movie. And even that, I don't really remember too much because I haven't seen that in forever. So I believe they were made for the movie because for whatever reason they didn't want to use the more famous mutants of Bebop and Rocksteady for some reason. But either way, they're in this show now, both of them, just drastically different. And we'll see, how all that stuff plays out. But I personally like the interpretation, thought it was very cool, Godzilla style thing, and it's, like it gets up and it's just this huge thing. It's what they've been jumping around on for the first couple of minutes when they land on the planet, and it's just insane and crazy powerful. It can flying in outer space and all that stuff. So I thought that was really cool. But like I said, want to know what you thought about this interpretation, and of course what you guys want to see from the finale. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.